You are standing on a corpse. Every mountain you have ever seen bones, every ocean blood. The ground under your feet, flesh. The sky above your head, the inside of a skull. This is not a metaphor. This is what the oldest Norse sources say about the world you live in. Midgard, the realm of men, was not created. It was carved. From the body of a dead giant named Ymir, the first gods built everything you know. And the wall they built to protect you from what lives outside, that was his eyebrows. The body becomes the world. In the beginning, after Ymir fell and his blood drowned all the other giants, 3 brothers carried his body to the center of the void. Odin, Vili, Ve. They laid the corpse of the first being in the middle of Ginnungagap, and they went to work. His flesh became the earth. His blood became the sea and all the waters of the world. So much blood had poured from his wounds when they killed him that it flooded the void and wiped out the entire race of frost giants. Only 2 survived, clinging to something and riding the flood of their ancestors' blood. All the giants who would threaten the gods for the rest of time descended from those 2. His bones became the mountains. His teeth and broken bones became the cliffs and stones. His hair became the trees. His brain, thrown into the air, became the clouds. His skull they lifted and placed above the earth to form the dome of heaven. 4 dwarves, one at each corner of the world, their names meaning north, south, east, and west, were set to hold it up. The stars are sparks that the brothers caught from Muspelheim and scattered across that skull, fixing some in place and setting others moving on their courses. This is what Grimnismal says. This is what Gylfaginning says. They agree on the construction. The world is a body. The sky is a skull. The clouds are the thoughts of the first giant, still drifting. The wall. Midgard means the middle enclosure, not the middle world, the middle fence. The name is not about geography. It is about protection. When the brothers had finished shaping the earth, they gave the giants land to live on near the sea, at the outer edges. And then, in the interior of the world, they built a wall. They made it from Ymir's eyebrows. This wall is Midgard, this fence around the inner world, built from the remains of the same giant whose blood had almost destroyed everything, is what gives this realm its name. Inside the fence, order, civilization, the place where men could live. Outside, Jotunheim, the realm of giants, the outer world, the untamed. The Old Norse word for the space inside the fence was Innengard. The space outside was Utangard. Every human settlement, every farm, every hall Innengard. Everything dark and wild and beyond the boundary, Utangard. The fence is not just a wall, it is the difference between the world you can know and the world that can kill you. The serpent in the sea. But the wall was not the only protection, and it was not the most dangerous thing surrounding Midgard. Odin had a problem. Among the children of Loki were 3 creatures so powerful and so dangerous that he could not leave them free. One was the wolf Fenrir. One was the goddess Hel, who was sent to rule over the dead. And one was a serpent, Jormungand, the Midgard serpent, son of Loki and the giantess Angerboda. The Prose Edda records what Odin did. He took the serpent and threw it into the sea that surrounds all the lands, and there it grew. It kept growing until it encircled the entire world. It grew until it could hold its own tail in its mouth. The serpent lying in that ocean, surrounding Midgard on every side, biting its own tail. This is the creature that every Viking who ever sailed past the horizon was sailing toward. The boundary of the known world was not empty ocean. It was Jormungand, the first humans. The world was built. The wall was raised. The sea was encircled. And then the gods found something on the shore. Two trees, or two pieces of driftwood lying on the beach, shaped roughly like people but with no life in them. No breath, no movement, no color, no sense of anything at all. Voluspa describes them as lacking everything, powerless, without fate. The three gods gave them what they were missing. Odin gave them breath and spirit life itself. His companions gave them movement and intelligence, shape, speech, hearing, and sight. They gave them clothes. They gave them names. The man they named Ash Tree. The woman they named Embla. The meaning of her name is still debated: elm tree, vine, something else entirely. The sources do not agree. These two were the beginning of all of us. Every human being in every part of the world descends from two figures found lifeless on a beach, raised by gods who happened to be walking past. They were given Midgard as their home. What guards it? Thor carries the name Defender of Midgard. This is not a title he chose. It is what the sources call him, because it is what he does. The giants press constantly against the wall. The serpent lies in the sea. The wild world outside the fence does not stop being wild because a fence was built. Thor moves against the threats. He travels to Jotunheim again and again. He wades the rivers when the bridge burns. He is the force that holds the boundary open for men to live inside. And at Ragnarok, when everything ends, Thor and Jormungand will face each other on the battlefield of Vigrid. The Midgard serpent will rise from the ocean, releasing its tail, and the waters will follow it onto the land. The two enemies who have circled each other for the entire age of the world will finally meet. Voluspa is precise about what happens. Thor kills the serpent. Then he takes 9 steps, and on the 10th step, he falls. The venom finishes what the fight could not. After Midgard burns, the sea rises. The world that was made from a body returns to something like the void it was built over. And then the earth rises again. Voluspa describes it: green and fertile, rising from the waters. Unsown fields already bearing grain. The surviving gods finding each other on the plain where everything once stood. Eagles hunting fish along cliffs that were not there before. 2 humans survived the end. They were hidden in the wood of the world tree. Their names are Lif and Lifthrasir, which mean life and life-eager. They come out into the new world, and the morning dew is their food. And from them, the world fills with people again. The corpse of the first giant became the world. The survivors of its destruction will begin again. Everything that was made will be made again.